And I want to thank Alberto the magician for being a most interesting guest.
It's been a pleasure.
And next week on Celebrity Time, we'll have with us Clarabelle for all the kids, so stay tuned.
Tony has just recorded an interview on television as part of an English assignment. His class is reporting on interesting occupations, and he recorded the interview so he could get some direct quotes for his report.
Good afternoon, and welcome once again to Celebrity Time. I'm Lisa Adams, and my guest today is Albert Shore, better known as Alberto the Magician. Could you make me disappear, Mr. Shore?
With the right equipment, yes.
Does it take a special kind of person to be a magician?
No, not really. You just have to like to fool people.
How did you first get...
Tony's aim now is to get his full thoughts down as clearly as possible. That means that sometimes he won't be concerned with proper punctuation. He'll punctuate when he reads his notes to his sister, and she types the report for him.
Interested in magic?
I think I must have been about 10 or 11. My folks bought me a very simple magic set for my birthday.
As I said, Tony is not thinking about punctuation now. Meanwhile, let us think about punctuation. Why do we need it? Well, let's look at Tony a few hours ago when he was with his sister Jenny, asking her if she would help him.
And that's all you want me to do?
That's all. I'll read my notes to you and you just type. Do you mind helping me?
No, I don't. Want to do it now?
No. In about an hour.
Let's stop and look at those last words of Jenny's. Here they are without certain punctuation marks. Reading them, you might think Jenny is refusing to help Tony.
No, I don't want to do it now.
But we know she actually told him something quite different.
Do you mind helping me?
No, I don't. Want to do it now?
Jenny's speech patterns, the pauses and pitch changes in her voice, showed how she meant her words to go together. They communicated certain meanings. And that is the main job of punctuation, to give a reader clues to the meanings the writer has in mind. Of course, capitals, periods, and question marks aren't the only forms of punctuation that help us mark our meaning. As you know, and as Tony will soon be reminded, now that we're back in the present again. Tony finished his work while we were gone.
All right, I'm ready.
The title is Alberto the Magician.
To begin the sentence or thought, a capital.
A magician likes to fool people.
And a period to show where it ends. Another sentence or thought.
This is what I learned when I saw Lisa Adams.
Another use of capitals to indicate proper names.
Interview a professional magician. Period. On our television program, he started doing magic tricks when he was 10 or 11. And now, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
This isn't what I meant. I guess my punctuation's wrong.
Let me see.
I know I didn't mean for these words to go together.
You see, without proper punctuation, not even Tony remembers which words belong together.
Oh, sure, I see. On our television program belongs with the first sentence. The period should go here. That's where the thought ends, not here.
Oh, sure.
And here's where the next sentence begins. He started doing magic tricks when he was 10 or 11. Period. Wait, I'm still in trouble. Perform for friends and relatives. Well, what does that mean? Oh, I remember what I meant. He started doing magic tricks when he was 10 or 11. Comma, not period. Performed for friends and relatives, comma, then did it professionally. Period. No, then did it professionally when he was in high school. Period.
While a period ends a sentence, a comma helps to separate groups of words that go together within the sentence.
Now I can read it to you.
Go ahead.
All right. He started doing magic tricks when he was 10 or 11.
Now you see the basic importance of punctuation as a means of clarifying written language. Punctuation helps you mark your meaning. We'll see more examples of this.
When he was in high school. He has been a magician ever since. Now start a new paragraph. Wait a minute.
Now what?
Well, now I'm using their exact words. And I know my next sentence begins here and ends here. But I don't remember who said what.
Well, did Alberto ask Miss Adams something? Or did Miss Adams do the talking?
I guess I'll have to listen to the tape recording again.
All right.
All right, here are the words in question. Miss, by the way, is capitalized because it's a title. Now, the point is, who asks the question?
Alberto, how would you describe the work of a magician?
Now Tony needs the punctuation marks that show he's quoting Miss Adams' exact words.
Quotation marks, that's what I need. All right. Now, what did Miss Adams say?
Alberto,
Quotation mark, quotation mark.
how would you describe the work of a magician?
Quotation mark, quotation mark.
Now Tony has marked the exact words Miss Adams spoke, but he needs punctuation within the quotation to make the meanings clear.
Alberto,
Pause,
asked Miss Adams,
pause.
how would you describe the work of a magician? And that's a question.
Notice that the comma and the question mark were written just in front of the quotation marks. That's a general rule that will usually keep you out of trouble.
I know the next sentence begins here, but did the magician answer in 4 ways? Or did he actually say those words as part of his answer?
It is confusing.
Well, let's listen to the tape again.
All right, here are the words in question. Let's see what the magician actually said.
Alberto, how would you describe the work of a magician?
In 4 ways. Escapes, illusions, tricks, and sleight of hand.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now we know what the magician said.
Now I can show what he said. These are his words now. The magician answered, comma.
Notice a quotation begins with a capital letter, just as a new sentence does.
In 4 ways, colon.
Why a colon? Because a colon tells you to notice what comes next. In this case, a list follows.
Escapes,
Pause,
illusions,
pause,
tricks.
pause. But a comma isn't necessary between the last 2 items in a list unless there would be some confusion without it.
And sleight of hand, period.
And the period comes before the final quotation mark.
No problems now. New sentence. Then, he made a handkerchief disappear and Miss Adams exclaimed,
Pause,
quote, oh,
pause,
that's
an apostrophe to show a contraction.
Wonderful.
Let's stop things. Here are the words Lisa Adams spoke. You heard them. What end punctuation should Tony use? A period? Well, perhaps, if Lisa Adams said them like this.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But the way she actually said the words was like this.
Oh, that's wonderful.
What will show her enthusiasm?
Exclamation point. End of quote. All right, now I can dictate again. Where are you?
He has been a magician ever since.
Okay, new paragraph. Alberto asked me...
Tony will go on to finish his report, using punctuation to help him communicate the exact meaning he has in mind. Now, in this short film, we haven't covered all the forms of punctuation or all the uses of the forms we showed, but you have seen the importance of punctuation.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Here's the first part of Tony's report, properly punctuated. When you write, make sure your readers will know what you have in mind. So what's our message? The title of the film. Punctuation, mark your meaning.